Hey y'all, this is Travell Richardson, and this is the Be Ready anthem, y'all. I hope y'all ready. Stay ready, be ready, 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 stay ready. Every show, new face, new dream. Young man out here building a team from the track to the court to the turf and the rings. They all grown different, but they got the same theme. Putting in works when the lights not on. Late night, early morning, still going strong. They don't do it for the lights, they do it for the fight. Future looking bright, cause they training for their life. So be ready, stay ready, 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 be ready, stay ready. Spotlight on them, time to show love. Brother smart and dream, all star from above. The hustle in their heart, purpose in their feet, and they voice on this mic that echoes in the streets. Every episode, no cap, no fake. Just young bugs grinding, rising to the stage. Different faces, same goals. Rise above the pressure, yeah, holding goals. So be ready, stay ready, 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 be ready, stay ready. So put your hands together for my boys, Coach Tony and Carlos, for the Be Ready podcast coming on right now. Let's get it, let's go, y'all.
Oh, yeah. Welcome, y'all to episode 123 and episode 1 of season 2. Yup, y'all heard it right. This is our first episode of season 2 and episode 123 overall. And today's show is special because not only is it the first episode of our new year, episode 2, but we also representing the state that birthed the Be Ready Sports podcast. That is the state of Florida with another Florida athlete. So y'all are going to be in for a treat today because this guy right here is going to blow y'all socks off with his skills. Y'all know by now that we don't bring no scrubs on here. We only bring athletes that are truth that are the truth and are worthy to be talked about. So today is no different. So what I'm going to have before we get into the state of the podcast, I'm going to have Mr. Carlos Rios Carlos, aka CAR, aka the college boy, to introduce our great guest that we have on for season 2, episode 1. Go ahead, Carlos. Let everybody know who we have on today.
All right. Tonight's guest on season 2, episode 1. Tonight's guest is a 12-year-old class of 2032 basketball player from the state of Florida. He is a combo guard that plays for Trademan Elite A50. This athlete is a hardworking, dedicated athlete that is always looking to improve his game. He was the leading scorer on his middle school basketball team as a 6th grader. So now, please welcome to the Be Ready Sports podcast, Easton Sabo, y'all.
AKA Mini Larry. All right, Easton, just break the ice, give them a little icebreaker, and tell the audience a little bit about you.
Well, my name is Easton Sabo. and I play for Trainman Elite, and I live in Tallahassee, Florida. I'm always looking to improve my game in all sides of the court. And I also go to McClay School and played for the middle school basketball team.
All right. That's a great icebreaker. So y'all, everybody in the audience, welcome. Um, as y'all can see in the audience, the upgrades on our show. Um, Comments that you leave for Easton will appear on the screen right there. There's aren't any yet because no one has commented. I don't know what they're scared of. Easton doesn't bite unless you're trying to defend him. Then he's going to pop a three in your face. Other than that, man, no, he's right here in chill mode. He's ready to tell his story. And you guys comment, ask him questions real time. He'll answer them real time. And you know, their interactions with the audience is what makes the show great. So let's get going. So before we get started, Carlos is going to be wonderful enough to give us a little quick spiel, and then we'll get going.
And before we play the spiel, and remember, it's not the end of the show, guys. This is not the end of the show. So I know it says it's the end of the show, but it's not the end of the show. Just saying.
We just gonna have to redo it, aren't we, Carlos?
I know we are, but just saying for you guys, it's not the end.
Carlos, man, you're one of one.
Play the spiel. Thank you guys for watching the video. We have officially reached the end. So please make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon on YouTube so that you get notified of when we go live. Also, follow our Instagram at Be Ready Sports Podcast. That is where we post sports news, podcast clips, anything related within the podcast will be on the Instagram. So please make sure to follow the Instagram at Be Ready Sports Podcast. And also on YouTube, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon so that you get notified of when we go live. Silent Fear Down Online. This is Theron West II. His clothing line, football athlete from California. So support him, support his clothing line at silentfear.online. Donate to Zelle, not Cash App, at 954-664-8962. That is where you can donate to the show. All proceeds of the show will go towards the show to make it better and to upgrade it. So donate to Zelle at 954-664-8962. Pick a Portal. Sean from Pick a Portal was a part of this podcast, introduced his business, and spoke about his updates about his business. So basically, if you're a coach that needs a player for the weekend, you're down some players for the weekend, don't worry. The coach can just go into the pick up portal, pick up the players that he needs for the weekend, and just replace it with the players that are going to be absent for the tournament. So that's for the coaches. But for the players, you can put yourself in the portal if you want to play that weekend and get connected with a coach. The active sports right now going on are baseball, softball, and basketball. So if you're a part of those sports, pickaportal.com. Subscribe to Kaysen Velez, the first soccer player we've interviewed in episode 4. So subscribe to Kaysen Velez, soccer player at CV7 Rocket on YouTube. It's William Miller. Coach Tony interviewed him back in episode 90. So this is his website. It's williammiller.com. Combat athlete, motivational speaker, episode 90 guest. So it's williammiller.com. Subscribe to Remy Payne, the first athlete actor on this show. So this is his YouTube channel at Remy Game Football 5250. That is his YouTube channel. Subscribe to Rockwell Journey, Rockwell baseball player. This is his YouTube channel at Rockwell's Journey on YouTube. Last but not least, Hudson Santiago, BJJ fighter. This is her brand, Gaidama. You can check her out at gaidama.com. All right, back to you guys.
It's always funny when you say I'm back to yourself.
No, what I'm saying is back to you guys. Like, back to you guys right here.
He's saying back to himself, Easton. That's so funny.
I guess so.
All right. But this time when we do it, Carlos, I need you to have some flair with that. When doing that spiel, man, you're gonna have
Yeah,
put some life into it, man.
yeah,
Be
well,
ready, sports podcast style, right? You almost Easton was over there on his about to get on his phone like.
I know I could
Oh,
have been a little bit more,
oh,
energetic.
he's still talking. Okay,
Yeah, I know I could have been a little bit more, more, how do you say it, energetic, I guess you can say. But
yeah, man. That's what we just gotta practice. We gotta do some trial runs before we record the next one. It's all good. We live and learn. You know,
yeah, we move on.
it's not doing too bad. We're in season 2.
We are.
All right. So currently, right now, thanks to you guys, we started this podcast with nothing, no subscribers, no videos, no nothing. And in 1 year, we have 361 subscribers. All are authentic, not bought, rented, and trust me, everybody and their mama was trying to sell us some followers. We said nope. We're gonna keep it authentic. Everyone's real. So thank you guys. But remember, hit that subscribe button so you know every time we go live. Like this video up so YouTube can push it out some more. And like Carlos say, hit that bell icon so you guys know all the time we bring more guests like Easton. Well, Easton is one of one. There won't be no other guests like Easton, but you know what I mean. And comment on these videos as well. We will comment back. Um, Same thing with our Instagram. We started that one with 1 year ago, and now we're at 1,665 followers. So thank you guys. It seems like you guys love our Instagram more than YouTube, but it's all good. That's where we'll put all our updates on everything on our Instagram, and so and I haven't been lacking on the clips from our episodes, but that will be posted soon as well. And a couple updates that we have for my boys at my Hurricane Basketball Academy. Um, I am officially going against what my brain is telling me, but I'm going to let these guys play outside of the local area. I'm about to take these guys on a trip on in August. Yeah, Carlos is like, oh my gosh.
Where trip?
Oh
Like,
my Carlos is like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
like a
Well,
tournament, or
not too far. We're gonna take them to Tampa.
like as a get together, or as like a tournament.
Both.
All right, fair.
You've been on plenty of those, Carlos, so you know what those
Farther
mean.
than Tampa, yes. Farther than Tampa, yes.
Why you gotta try to do us like that, bro?
Baby steps, Tony. Baby
Why you
steps.
trying to do us like that, bro? Talk about way
Baby,
more. Come on, bro.
baby steps.
Because they ain't played in Philly at that big house up there don't mean nothing yet. They gonna get there.
Hey, don't worry. The farthest I've gone in eighth grade was Orlando. So yeah. So Tony, you're on that right path.
I don't know, not just 8th grade. I got 6th and 7th graders too.
Okay, and they're on the right path too.
You see how he like to always throw shade my way, Easton?
Mhm.
Yeah, he likes to he throws shade at me a little bit, try to give me a little jab, and everybody be like, "Why you always picking on Carlos? Why you always trolling him?" See, now they understand why.
Okay.
But here's our flyer. Yeah, Carlos, I'm covering your face.
Okay. Okay.
No, I'm not going to be salty. But we are trying to hit our goal of 20,000. We are in our tournament, on our part of our schedule where we're going to be the most busiest. We got multiple tournaments coming back to back to back to back, and this is our flyer that we have. We're looking for sponsors. We're looking for anything that can help get these smiley faces that y'all see at the bottom. Yeah, I got a lot of them now, like 19 of them. To reach their goal. So if you want to donate, it's the same Zelle that we use for our podcast. 464.
Yeah, so same Zell as that 954-664-8962, right, Tony?
Yep.
Yes,
And
sir.
you can contact me. Our Instagram is Hurricane B-Ball. And you can email me at Coach T at HurricaneBasketballAcademy.com. I know that's a lot of letters, but hey, gotta keep it professional. All right, enough about us. Let's talk. Unless Carlos, you have any updates?
No,
Really? Nothing. No updates.
no.
All right, Carlos is full of cap. Um, we also have our little brother show, the Lambo and Cash
Oh,
show,
that's right.
is going on. They just wrapped up episode 7, which will be released soon. I think
Soon will.
later on this week. I think episode 5 was just released
Yeah.
this morning.
Yes.
We'll release episode 6 either tomorrow or Monday, and episode 7 will be released middle of the week, possibly by Wednesday. And next weekend, they will record episode 8, and it will be released next Sunday. So we got Lambo and Cash coming at you, raw and uncut. Two of our guests, Lamborghini Landon, and we got to get their pictures on here.
Yeah.
Mr. Lambo and Cash. Those two little guys are doing well. They're loving their podcast. This is their podcast along with Carlos's, and they're having the blast. And they'll give you your sports topics um, for you guys by kids, giving their perspective on the news of sports. So there's our updates, and Easton, let's go.
All right. All right, let's get to it, shall we? So now let's warm up with some.
Come on, Easton, smile, man, smile.
What?
Be happy, Easton.
All
It's
right,
your show. It's your show.
sports topics. ASN, you guys know this. ASN. The first one in season 2. We're posting this season 2, as you guys know. So Easton. So this is basically all the events that occurred on this day, but on a different year. So for example, that first one right there, Greg Popovich. Tony, I'm pretty sure you know who Greg Popovich is.
No,
Great,
who's that guy?
great head coach, legendary head coach. Is going to be a Hall of Famer when gets there. But on this day, Greg Popovich steps down as the head coach of the San Antonio Spurs after an historic 29-year run as the head coach of the San Antonio Spurs. So basically, he went from head coach to now where he is now is as the head of basketball operations now for the San Antonio Spurs. And as you guys can see now with the Spurs, we're going to talk about them in a little bit. They're doing really good right now. They're kind of reminiscent of back to those days with Kawhi, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, reminiscent back to those days when they were competing for championships. This team could compete for a championship this year. So San Antonio, they're doing their thing. And Greg Popovich, they're in the front office as president of basketball operations for the San Antonio Spurs. So on this day in 2025, he stepped down. Also on this day in 2023, Joel Embiid for the Philadelphia 76ers. We're going to talk about their team and him in a little bit when we get to the NBA playoffs. They're doing really good right now. They're on the come up, and they're playing in a Game 7 tonight, which we will discuss later on in the NBA playoffs. But on this day, Joel Embiid was named the 2022-23 NBA's most valuable player. He was named Yes, so he was named MVP on this day on 2023. And I'm pretty sure someone did not like that. Coach Tony. I'm pretty sure you didn't like that. Oh, Joel Embiid. But on this day in 2023, Joel Embiid.
Joel Embiid, he's the most unworthiest MVPs right now.
Yeah, so on this day, Joel Embiid was named MVP in 2023. In 2015, on this day, 11 years ago, American Pharoah wins the Kentucky Derby, the 2015 Kentucky Derby. Speaking about the Kentucky Derby, they just had the Kentucky Derby now, and the winner of the Kentucky Derby was Golden Tempo. He won the 152nd run of the Kentucky Derby, which is horse racing, guys, horse racing. And history in the making here. Cherry DeVoe becomes the first women trainer to win the race. So she was the trainer for Golden Tempo, and Golden Tempo won the historic Kentucky Derby over there at Kentucky over there at the Kentucky Derby. So American Pharoah on this day wins the Kentucky Derby in 2015. Also on this day in 2014, the Portland Trailblazers eliminates the Houston Rockets on that Damian Lillard shot from the inbound. He got it, shot it, and eliminated the Houston Rockets 99-98 in Game 6 of the Western Conference quarterfinals to advance to the semifinals. LaMarcus Aldridge had 30 points and 13 rebounds for the Portland Trailblazers, and they advanced to the Western Conference semifinals, where they either played the Spurs or the Mavericks over there in 2014. Also on this day in 2015, the Vikings select Stephon Diggs. They selected Stephon Diggs on this day. They selected Stephon Diggs, wide receiver from Maryland. He was a wide receiver from Maryland with the 146 overall selection of the 2015 NFL Draft. So Stephon Diggs being selected by the Vikings on this day. Also on this day, the New York Rangers hire Mike Sullivan as their next head coach. He parted ways with the Pittsburgh Penguins, earlier that week after 10 seasons and 2 Stanley Cups with the Pittsburgh Penguins. And if you guys know hockey, Stanley Cup is probably the hardest trophy to win in sports. And getting 2 Stanley Cups, that is respect. That is huge respect in the sports world. And Mike Sullivan was hired on this day as the New York Rangers head coach. Spurs, they hire Mitch Johnson to replace the great Greg Popovich. And Mitch Johnson, he's doing good right now. He's doing really good right now coaching that team in San Antonio. We're going to get to them in a little bit. DeAndre Hopkins was suspended 6 games due to a violation that drugs. Let's just say that. He was a violation of that. So DeAndre Hopkins was suspended 6 games in Arizona. Mets, DFA, Robinson Cano, he was a second baseman. Have designated second baseman Robinson Cano for assignment, ending his tenure with the team. So that's the Mets with Robinson Cano. Grizzlies hire Tuomas Asalo from the Memphis Grizzlies. He was an international head coach. And was hired on this day as the Grizzlies head coach. Also on this day in 2022, the Saints, they signed the Honey Badger Tyrann Mathieu from LSU, staying local with the New Orleans Saints. And then last but not least, the Suns hired Igor Kokoskov. All right, Easton, that's a lot of events to talk about there. So Easton, which one of these events looked interesting to you? Which one popped out at you as the most interesting?
Probably Joel Embiid named MVP. Just because it was NBA history, pretty much.
Joel Embiid. All right. Is that the only event that you saw?
Well, I also the 2 Spurs ones were probably eventful because Greg Popovich was a good coach, and and then now they hired the new person.
Yes, and now they hired Mitch Johnson.
Yeah.
And are those the only events that you saw as interesting?
Yeah, kind of.
All right. So those are the events on this day on May 2nd on May 2nd, this day in ASN history. You guys can check this out yourselves on Instagram at ASN Throwback. They do this every day, and there might be events that you didn't know occur on this day, but ASN Throwback, they got you on Instagram. So ASN Throwback on Instagram. All right, now let's get into some NBA playoffs. NBA playoffs, shall we? So as you can see in the Western Conference, OKC, they swept the Phoenix Suns, moved on to the second round. The Lakers, the Los Angeles Lakers, they did it, Tony. They did it. They beat the
Man, stop,
Rockets
stop
in
it, bro.
6 games. And Tony, remember what Kevin Perkins said?
Move on, Carlos. I don't care about what Kendrick Perkins said. You heard what he said next? Now
Yeah,
you heard what he said? Yeah. We don't. Uh, Kendrick. Nobody take Kendrick Perkins seriously.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. So let's move on. The Timberwolves, they beat the Nuggets in 6 games.
Oh, hold on. We get the alarm like that Easton on any upset.
Good call there, Tony. Yes, that is an upset. Minnesota Timberwolves. No Anthony Edwards, no Dante DiVincenzo. You had guys like Jaden McDaniels and Terrence Shannon Jr. both stepping up into the starting lineup, and they show out. Jaden McDaniels had 32 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, and even a block in the closeout game against the Nuggets in Game 6. Meanwhile, Terrence Shannon Jr., 24 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals, and wow, the Jaden McDaniels and Terrence Shannon Jr. They were both the leading scorers for the Minnesota Timberwolves, and they did a very good job stepping in for Anthony Edwards and Dante DiVincenzo as they knock off the Denver Nuggets in 6 games. San Antonio Spurs, as you guys can see, San Antonio, the gentlemen sweep the Portland Trail Blazers 4-1 in the series Game 5, and they move on. So the Western Conference playoffs is already set. You got OKC taking on the Los Angeles Lakers. Then you got the Minnesota Timberwolves and the San Antonio Spurs. So before we move on to the Eastern Conference, so Easton, what are your thoughts on the Western Conference playoffs? It's already set, second round. So what are your thoughts on the first round and second round?
Well, the first round looks like it was not very that competitive. I feel like because you have obviously OKC who just swept them, but in the East it seems like a lot more competitive with the 2 games that are Game 7. And I watched the Cavaliers game last night, saw it went to overtime, and RJ Barrett hit that shot at the end, and yeah, saw that one.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get there, Easton. And for those that didn't watch the game winner, I will play the game winner when we get there in the Eastern Conference when we talk about the Eastern Conference. But for the Western Conference, as you can see, OKC swept the Suns. But credit to the Suns though, and here's the reason why I'm gonna give credit to the Suns, because nobody expected the Suns to be in this position as the 8th seed. In the preseason, I thought Phoenix was going to be a rebuilding team. I thought they were going to be a bottom tier team in the West, rebuilding because obviously you lose guys like Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, like you lose guys like that, and basically you left Devin Booker with nothing. But Devin Booker, he's been loyal to Phoenix, and a lot of people have been saying like, should Devin Booker leave Phoenix? I feel like he shouldn't. I feel like he shouldn't because he's loved by Phoenix, and he's one of the rare guys that you just can't take him out that easily from Phoenix because he's so loved over there in Phoenix. He's so comfortable in Phoenix. It's just, I don't know. I feel like Devin Booker is like the rare player that we barely give criticism to because he's like the good guy basically in the league. And it's tough to just criticize him. It's just tough to criticize him because he's such a good guy. He's such a good guy. But like, when is the winning going to come? Obviously, he's meant to win NBA Finals, fell short, but he's just too talented to just exit in the first round of the playoffs and just get swept by the OKC Thunder. And if you guys notice in that series, Devin Booker, he didn't score over 25 plus in a game during those 4 games in this series. So before I move on with that, so Easton, what are your thoughts on Devin Booker and like the Phoenix Suns?
Well, I've like ever since I've really been watching NBA, getting into it, like Devin Booker's like always been on the Suns, and he's always been like just like a good player who like is always on that team. And like you were saying, like they lost Bradley Beal and Kevin Durant, which hurt them because that was one of their best teams actually they had. But yeah, I think he has been loyal. But I mean, OKC is a tough team to play because they are possibly favored to win it all again, and it's a tough team.
Yeah, for sure, and definitely Phoenix may have gotten a bad opponent in OKC. Obviously, they got swept by OKC. So moving on to that second round, the Lakers and the Rockets. Me and Tony talked about this on previous episodes that we thought the Rockets would win in 5 games, 6 games because going into the series, the Lakers they didn't have Luca, no Austin Reeves, and LeBron basically had to carry his team on his back, just like back in the day with Cleveland, how he had to bring that team that wasn't worthy enough to go to the finals, but he was able to carry his team and a little bit of help. Austin Reeves came back. And the Lakers did well in that game 6 last night, I believe. Yeah, last night they played very well, and they closed out the Rockets in 6 games on their home court. So Lakers they win 4-2. They will advance. So Easton, so what are your thoughts on the Lakers? They beat the Rockets in 6 games. So yeah. So what are your thoughts on the Lakers?
I mean, for the Lakers, I would say going back to LeBron James, that's pretty remarkable. How he's like what in his 40s and he's still carrying his team and helping them win, and he's still being a star, and I think that's pretty cool.
Indeed. So Tony, so what are your thoughts on it? Because I know you're a Lakers guy, Laker Nation.
Stop, Carlos. I knew you was gonna do that.
Go on.
I knew I was gonna do. See, I'm gonna have to give you a little quick little when I see you.
Go on.
Good job by them. Good job by them. You know, getting out the first round. You know, I said at the beginning of the season that this season was a wash anyway, but no, then that came out of left field. Nobody expected it. Nobody expected Houston to take a nosedive like they did too. But it's just something is wrong here, and I'm going to ask the same thing about James Harden, but a while back, it's like something is wrong with Kevin Durant teams that it's always an issue in the locker room on all of Kevin Durant's teams. I'm trying to figure it out. How is it when they went further in the playoffs last year? They did better in last year and run the same amount of games in the regular season this year they did last year with Kevin Durant and without him. So I'm trying to figure it out. But we'll talk about that on a more sports topic episode.
Yeah.
But this is more of Houston's demise than more than the Lakers' triumph. If it makes any sense.
Yeah.
Because if you really paid attention to the series, yes, it was kind of like a couple years ago when the Lakers lost 4-1 to the Denver Nuggets, when the Lakers controlled every game, every possession, dominated in every aspect of the series, but yet they didn't win the games. Outside of Game 6, it was the same thing with Houston. They were dominating every possession, every aspect of the game. They just weren't winning the games. But like I said, this is not a sports topic show. I don't know why you even asked me to talk about this. This show is about Easton. So
I just thought that you're a Laker fan. I just wanted you to get your reaction on it. To be fair, because
Timberwolves and Nuggets.
Yeah.
Let me sound the horn again. The upset of the first round. You lose your franchise player. You lose one of your key guys in Dante DiVincenzo. You're going up against a three-time MVP, and you still beat them in 6 games. Very impressive by the Minnesota Timberwolves. Second year in a row they got out of the first round as the underdogs. So it's pretty impressive. So Easton, what are your thoughts on that? On the Timberwolves? You
I,
know,
I I think that is impressive too because like you were saying how their key players and key players in the starting lineup were out, and I think that just goes to show just like it you never know when it like could be your time to rise and shine and help your team play and be helpful.
yeah, it's that next man up mentality.
It is. Yeah, and it definitely is because if you look at game five, I think it was game five, Ayo Dosumu, like he had 40 plus points in that game five. Like who expected a second round draft pick out of Illinois to just go off and have 40 plus points, went 5 for 5 from three. Like that's that next man up mentality. And plus Minnesota, they have to do it again in game six with Jaden McDaniels and Terrence Shannon Jr., both leading scorers for the Minnesota Timberwolves. So Minnesota, they're climbing up. They got some dogs in that team that will show up and play that next man up mentality. But and I feel like
Yeah,
Denver. What?
but you got to understand, Carlos. Jaden McDaniels set the tone for Minnesota before the series even started.
Mhm.
When he said those guys can't defend, we're going to go right at them. He said that right from and that's coming from a defensive guy. So
That is.
that got everybody's attention, and that trickles down to your team, and it's like, and they proved it. They went at them, and they were like that team has no defenders, and they was like, we're not going to sit here and shoot a whole bunch of threes. We're not going to sit up here and run a whole bunch of this, that, and the other. We just going to move the ball around, and go right to the basket, go right on because it took them, I think, halfway through game one, they realized that Jokic was not going to block a shot, and it was just, and they were just attacking the basket, attacking the basket, attacking the basket. It's going to be a little bit different against
Wemby,
against
75.
against. I don't think that just going to work against San Antonio. They got a guy back there that's going to do the total opposite of Jokic on the defensive end. He's going to contest shots, so it's going to be very interesting how they're going to do that without Anthony Edwards in the lineup.
Most definitely. And then when Denver, it's like they're fading, and they're fading because I feel like their championship back in 2023 is just it. I feel like it's just a faded memory at 2023 now. Like we're here in 2026, and the Denver Nuggets, like they haven't done nothing. Like like I don't recall them going to a Western Conference Final since that championship run in 2023. Do you, Tony, or no? The
I
Denver
haven't done
Nuggets.
it. Well, that one has an asterisk because everybody they faced had key injuries. But like I said, Carlos, it's not a sports topic episode because we can talk about these all day.
Yes,
It's about Easton,
yes.
but I think we've asked Easton his thoughts on this
He did.
on this one. We don't really nothing really talk about the Spurs and the Trailblazers. It's just I thought the Trailblazers would put up a little bit more of a fight, even when I think the only game they won is the game that Vic, one of my guys on DJ calls him Victor Wim Bananas, but Wimbenyama went down with that concussion.
Yeah, like in game
Um,
two. Game
and then
two.
I think that's the only game that Portland actually won in that series. So it was pretty much a lopsided series.
It was.
So who do you guys got going before we move on to the East? Who do you guys got going to the give your thoughts on the two conference semifinals and who do you think is going to the Western Conference Finals? And I know Carlos has his book of predictions. Woo.
I do. Yes, you do.
So I was about to say, Easton. I was about to say he better not even act like he don't have it sitting next to him.
Okay.
All right, who wants to go first?
Easton, you go first.
All right. So I do think it would be the Knicks because I feel like this season they've like played good
We're still on the
and
West. We're still on the West.
Yeah,
oh the
yeah.
West. All right.
Yeah.
Definitely it's probably gonna be OKC or Spurs. I think. Because I feel like it's gonna be hard to stop Victor Wembanyama. And I feel like Spurs have really like developed as a team, like from since when they got Victor Wembanyama to how they are now. And OKC is just a really good team, and they have SGA, and I think that they could go far too.
So you're picking Spurs and the number one and number two seeds to be in the Western Conference Finals.
Oh, I think so. Yeah.
Okie. All right. So now I'm assuming you guys are waiting for my pick. All right.
No, we waiting for Christmas to come.
Yeah, and I do want Christmas to come. I really do. OKC. I think OKC will get to the Western Conference Finals. They will. But I think it's gonna be harder than people think. I think it's gonna be harder than people think. OKC will go to the Western Conference Final, but I feel like the Lakers will give them a little, resistance. We'll give them a little resistance, but I think OKC will make it to the Western Conference Finals. And then that second round matchup between the Timberwolves and Spurs, I feel like that one's gonna be tough. I feel like the T-Wolves might win 1 or 2 in this series. I won't be surprised if it goes to a game 7 in that series, but I'm gonna go San Antonio. Just because. But I won't be surprised if Minnesota gets out of there. I won't be surprised if Minnesota gets out of that series. But I'm going with San Antonio, just because if it does go to a game 7, it's in their building, and plus they play well in their building. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with San Antonio just because of the home court advantage. San Antonio. So, OKC, San Antonio.
All right, and we're gonna run through the East. I know it's a lot to talk about on the East, but we're gonna run through it because we got 3 game 7s. I think one was today.
3 game 7s, Tony. Look at
I
that.
think one was today and 2 tomorrow. I think today is the Celtics and Phillies game 7, and then tomorrow is the Pistons and Magic and Cavaliers and Raptors. So
Oh, shoot.
So let's start with the Knicks. They're the only one in the East that moved on to the second round. With the butt cutting of this century
oh, yeah.
the other day.
You don't have the score, bro. Shoot.
What was it, 140 to what, 90 something?
Hold on, Tony. Hold on.
Like 80, it was like
Oh yeah.
140 to 89.
they were up.
15.
Yeah. But I saw a meme, but I didn't put it on here. Remember the meme of the Chris Paul meme has officially died because it was a Chris Paul meme when he hit that 3 and cut the lead to 40. Was he cut the lead to 38? Remember that meme?
Yeah, game 7 against the Mavericks in the Western
Yeah.
Conference semifinal.
That meme has officially died because there's a new one that's gonna be floating around. I can't remember the kids. What was it? It wasn't CJ McCollum. It was
Bronson?
one of them. I think it was Jay's. Fuck. Excuse my language. Sorry. Fudge. I can't remember his name because I saw the meme yesterday. But it's now he. I'll find it again. But it's now he cut the lead to 58.
I think it was that bad. It was.
So that was so congratulations to the Knicks. You know, they finally make it to the second round, and they're going to relive another rivalry, whether it's going to be through Philly and the Celtics. So we'll just talk quick about this one because I know everyone has a lot to say about the game 7s. Everybody loves the game 7, right?
2 best words in sports.
So what are you guys' thoughts on the Knicks getting past the Atlanta Hawks?
Easton, you go first.
All right. What about the Knicks? I think the Knicks were just overall like a better team just going into the matchup. I just think like they deserve to win that one. And I think they can make it pretty far for the East.
And they got past that scare, and so I think they finally got because everybody's picking them. Everybody was picking them to come out of the East because last year they were that close to getting to the finals. So we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you got any thoughts on the Knicks before you start? So we go into dive into these game sevens before you get into the Q&A.
Yeah, I do. The Knicks. I just feel bad for for New York. For 7th Avenue.
You feel bad? They won.
No. I know, but 7th Avenue it goes crazy, and they went crazy after that series clinch and win.
When you if your team won by 1,000.
Well, yeah, but but obviously, if this was any other town besides New York, and they probably wouldn't care. But New York, they've been struggling for years.
They love their Knicks over there.
And plus, Tony, the Knicks fans, they've been struggling for a while. Like if you go back like 2000s, like 2010s, like or late 2010s, like they were not doing anything. Like they were the worst team in the league, questioning management and stuff over there with James Dolan, over there at the New York Knicks. They were just questioning.
We know it's been 27 years since they've been to the finals. We know.
Yeah, ownership. But now these Knicks fans can actually feel something. And that's why 7th Avenue always goes crazy when they win a playoff game, whether that's first round, second round, third round and stuff. But Knicks, they definitely showed up in games 5 and 6. They showed up and they played the way they should have and they played the way that they should have. So Knicks deserve to win it, and they're a dangerous team in the East. Watch out.
All right. So Easton, I'll let you pick. Which game 7 do you want to talk about first?
I'll talk about the Cleveland-Toronto game.
Oh, good one. I think that game 7 is tomorrow. Wish I didn't have games yesterday because I would sit down and watch it. I want to see this. Well, we're not talking about that one yet. I'll wait to get on that. So, great matchup. So what are your thoughts on the Cleveland-Toronto?
Well, it is seems like a pretty even matchup, but I might think that I think the Cavs might come and win it because I feel like their bigs are kind of strong. I feel like they have Jared Allen and Evan Mobley. I feel like they could help a lot with them, plus with the side of Donovan Mitchell, and I feel like it's going to be hard to stop him, plus the Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. But, I mean, the Raptors do have some energy from that last game because they hit that big shot at the end to win it. So.
Yeah, but we also want to see Brandon Ingram have a breakout. He's been struggling in this series, too. So you want to see Brandon Ingram, hopefully he'll come up with some game 7 magic, and James Harden don't turn into playoff James Harden on game 7.
Yeah.
James Harden is not historically good on game 7s. So hopefully he can turn that around and have a monster game and get Cleveland into the second round.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be the storyline right there, Tony. All right, so before we move on, I got 2 clips to show. I'm going to show the Toronto game winner and then the other clip that I will play that's similar to that might be, familiar to Pacers Knicks. But here's the first clip.
On the move, toss out, Barrett 3, off the heel, and in! Can you believe it?
That was crazy. But I'll play the second clip and spot the difference with this one. Spot the difference.
Halliburton. He'll take it. He'll backpedal a three for the win, and oh! He got it!
Kind of similar finishes with Tyrese Halliburton. Tyrese actually responded to, on social media about that game winner. I don't remember what he said, but I remember him saying something about that game winner in Toronto. But wow, the Raptors, RJ Barrett hitting that three, I was watching that game down to the wire, and I'm just,
You made one mistake, Carlos.
what happened?
You should have played Kawhi's game-winning three instead of Tyrese Halliburton's.
I know. Yes, I know. And plus, when I saw that game winner with Toronto, I just thought, oh my gosh, we just hit the time capsule to 2019 with Kawhi hitting the back of the rim. Yes, I should have played that one too. So, yeah, I should have played that one. But kind of reminiscent of that 2019 Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals against the Philadelphia 76ers. But great win for the Raptors. But I was watching that game down the stretch, and I feel like Toronto, I feel like Cleveland should have won that one. Because Cleveland, they have guys that can close out, that can close out games in close games like that. I just feel like I was watching Toronto. I was like, who's going to be that guy? And I expected that guy to be Scotty Barnes, but Scotty Barnes, he just wasn't taking over. But he just drove in. He got stopped, but RJ Barrett was right there. He just gave it to him. RJ Barrett, kind of got lucky with that shot. He kind of got lucky, hit the back rim, and went in. And just a little bit of luck for the Toronto Raptors. Luck was on their side, and that's why it's going to a Game 7. It's in Cleveland. I expect Cleveland to win it, but I guess we'll see. But Toronto, Jurassic Park in Toronto, they went crazy after that Game 6. So shout out to them over there at the 6.
All right, so Easton, which Game 7? You guys haven't gave your thoughts on the Game 7s. And who you think gonna win, Carlos? Easton gave his. He thinks Cleveland's gonna pull it out. Who you think is gonna win? Game 7 tomorrow.
I said Cavs.
Oh, I didn't hear you.
Yeah, yeah.
My bad, Easton.
You good?
All right, which Game 7 you want to talk about next, Easton? It's your show.
I'll talk about the Magic Pistons game.
To me, I'm gonna let you. The floor is yours. I just want to give my thought. To me, this is the most surprising Game 7 out of them all because before the playoffs started, I predict Detroit to go through this series pretty easily. So it's pretty shocking that it went to a Game 7.
Who would have thought?
All right, Easton, the floor is yours.
I think who's gonna pull it off is probably the Pistons. I mean, I kind of was rooting for Orlando just because they're Florida, not too far from here, and but I think Pistons are gonna pull it off. They just look like a better team, and I think Pistons also have potential to make it far in the playoffs and do well.
Yeah, and they got that 1-2 punch with Jalen Duran and Kate Cunningham up there in Detroit. So, all right. So Easton already gave his pick. He picks the Pistons to win Game 7. What about you, Los?
Oh man. Oh yeah, Tony. I agree with you about the weirdest series to go into a Game 7 because I'm pretty sure no one expected this to go into a Game 7. So credit to Orlando for forcing this into a Game 7. Orlando. The Magic's definitely surprised us. They were up 3-1 at one point, Coach Tony, and Easton, up, and Orlando was up 3-1 at one point. But then Detroit, they win Game 5 at home. I believe that was when Kate Cunningham went for 45. Kate Cunningham showed up in Game 5. Game 6, Orlando was up in this game. Orlando was up about 24-25. But then all of a sudden, Orlando went ice cold. I'm talking about they went ice cold. I heard something about Orlando, from their last made basket to I believe the end of the game or their next made basket was 1 hour in real time. 1 hour. Orlando got ice cold. They got really ice cold. Detroit, they just dominated. Like rallied. They rallied and they won this game by 14. Detroit ended up winning by 14. You give the number one seed momentum into Game 7 at their building. I'm gonna go Detroit, but it's gonna be a tall task for Orlando though. But I got Detroit.
Yeah, I don't see Orlando going in there in Game 7 unless Paulo or Desmond Bain just goes ballistic, just goes unconscious. I don't see them pulling that out in Detroit. It's gonna be crazy up in there.
But yeah,
Hmm.
Pull up the stats on the home record of Game Sevens, what their overall record in Game Sevens for the home teams. I think it's about 70% of the time, roughly around the home team wins Game 7.
so the home team holds a dominant 115-40 record in the 155 all-time Game Sevens in NBA history. So
Yeah, but
115 to
what
40.
is the winning percentage? I think it's about 70%, something like that.
Well, if you do the math, let's see, 115 divided by 40. Yeah, I don't know how to calculate that, but it's around 0.742 win percentage. So around 74 win percentage,
That's about 70%.
about 70%. Yeah.
So before we get into the last one, both you and Easton has picked the home team to win Game Sevens. But this last one is going to be very interesting because the Celtics was the team that everyone was crowning the Eastern Conference champions before the playoffs even started. And
Including me.
Philly said, "Hold my beer."
Exactly.
And I said, like, hey, that late season trade with James Harden depending on not James Harden. Wow, he's not with Philly anymore.
No.
Um, you can't count out Tyrese Maxey and them boys. And what's the other rookie's name? VJ.
VJ
Um,
Edgecombe. Yep.
VJ Edgecombe. He's been playing lights out this season. Embiid came back in spurts. He's not gonna ever look like the MVP Embiid. That's the only reason why I booed him because after the MVP, his career went the other way, and he's beating up reporters and stuff like that. So I can't support that. I don't like bullies. Um, Even if it is for a good cause, you're 7'2", you're 7 feet tall. You don't need to be getting into a reporter's face that's like 5'9", 5'10", soaking wet. I never would support that. But that's why I booed them. But Easton, last one, Celtics and 76ers. What are your thoughts on this Game 7, and who do you have facing the Knicks next round?
Well, I mean, I would actually give credit to the 76ers for actually keeping it with Celtics. Like you were saying, they were already, people already thinking that they were going to win the Eastern Conference Finals. And, but I think Celtics might come out with it. They just seem like an overall better team, I think.
What's wrong, Carlos? You didn't like Easton's pick?
Oh no, I'm gonna say my pick in a minute. Don't
I
worry.
didn't ask you that. I said you didn't like Easton's pick.
You'll see. So you waiting for my pick now?
No, I'm just want to know why when Easton said he thinks the Celtics is going to win it out, you was like, boom! Oh, come on.
No. He's entitled to his own opinion. He's entitled to his own opinion.
Don't do e-money like that, man.
He's entitled to his own opinion.
He's still doing you like that. I know where you live, Carlos. I'm doing e-money like that.
Okay, so I'm assuming you're waiting for my pick, Tony.
I want for you to stop trying to beat up Easton because he picked the Celtics to win Game 7. I don't like the Celtics either, but I'm going to respect the man's pick.
Yeah, I am. But shoot, man, Celtics. And remember, Tony, I remember what I said about the Celtics before the playoffs.
Yeah,
I
you
had
were
the
glazing
Celtics.
them a little bit.
No, I wasn't glazing them. I had the Celtics out of the East, Easton. I had the Celtics out of the East, but I didn't know the Sixers were going to be competing against the Celtics like this, going into a game 7. Like, I did not expect this, but it's going into a game 7 in Boston's building. And plus, by the way, in game 7, no Jason Tatum. There's no Jason Tatum in this game 7. So the storyline going into this game 7 was, is Jaylen Brown going to show up? Because remember, throughout the whole probably 3/4 of the regular season, there was no Jason Tatum. And credit to Jaylen Brown and that supporting crew for putting Boston in this situation in the second seed, because I'm pretty sure, I didn't have Boston as a second seed in the East. Like, I didn't have them as a second seed in the East. Like, I probably had Boston, maybe a 6th seed, maybe playing, but Boston's really proved everybody wrong and being that second seed over there in the East. So credit to them. But this Sixer team, they're just something else. Tyrese Maxey playing to another level. Joel Embiid playing to another level, actually showing up. BJ Edgecombe, the rookie, in a playoff series, showing up. Kelly Oubre, Maxey, like they're all showing up, and it's in a game 7 right now, and they're playing right now as we are speaking. And Easton right now, man, it's not looking good for the Celtics. They're down 11 right now. And it's just, I feel like the Sixers are going up. Boston is going down. They're going down, and the Knicks won Boston. The Knicks won the Celtics. They won him. They want him badly. I feel like the Knicks, and they don't want the Sixers. I feel like they're like the Knicks want the Celtics, because obviously the Knicks, they get the Celtics, a struggling Celtics team. I feel like it's gonna be easier path to the Eastern Conference Finals. So I think the Sixers, the Philadelphia 76ers, they're gonna pull up to the Garden, and they're gonna pull off the win in game 7.
Yeah, I mean, it's like game 7, so like it could go any way pretty much.
It could, but Sixers, they're going up, and I feel like it's too much for Jaylen Brown to ask for. They carry that team in a game 7, just one game. Oh no, I'm Sixers. They're gonna win in game 7.
Well, Bruce better hopes the Celtics win, because if he don't, he gonna hear my mouth all season, all off season till next year.
Oh yeah, Sunday at 6 p.m. right, or 7 p.m.
All right.
Whenever this time show is.
All right, Easton, for time restraints, we're gonna move right into your Q&A. You ready?
All right, let me let that out. Tony, can you change the thing to full screen? Because I got a tiny screen. There you go. Okay. All right. Q&A.
Yeah. Oh, my bad. I forgot to ask you guys.
Yeah.
All right. So you picked Detroit and Cleveland. Who do you have winning that, going to the Eastern Conference Finals?
I think Cleveland will probably.
No, Detroit's gonna have home court advantage. Put that in mind.
Yeah, I just feel like Cleveland, I feel like they could just. I mean, Detroit has had a really good season, and but I feel like just Cleveland might come out on the top and win.
All right.
I feel like it's debatable, because Pistons number 1 seed, like what Tony said, a home court advantage, and then to this point with the Cavs, they have the experience with Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, and that squad. I feel like it's 50-50. It's a 50-50 series.
Yeah, that three has been together for like a while now.
They have, and it's just, when is it going to pay off? Like, when is it going to pay off? Like, is this the time?
Who's your pick, Carlos, on the Cleveland and Detroit.
Um,
What's your
I'm
pick?
I'm gonna go with Detroit. And here's why. Because I feel like Detroit right now they're going through a rough patch right now. I feel like they expected this to be easy, but they're having a tough series with the Magic. But I feel like them being battle tested. I know Cleveland's gonna be battle tested too, but I just feel like the Pistons. I feel like they're more grittier, and I guess you can say. But
Hmm.
plus they have the home court advantage, so I'm gonna go Pistons. But I do respect your pick, Easton and Cleveland.
Hmm.
It's gonna be a good series though. It's gonna be a very good series.
Definitely.
All right. Now, this one's going to be different because Easton says Celtics. Carlos says the 76ers. But who do you think is going to win out of the Knicks and the Celtics, Easton?
I think the Knicks because
Mm,
I feel like they're just an overall better team in a lot of ways on the court.
Okay. All right.
well, they did beat them um,
Last year
last year. They did get them last
they sure did. They sure did. So out of Boston and New York,
year. No, you picked the Sixers, sir.
okay. So Philly or Knicks? Oh my gosh. On the fly too, live. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, just pick your winner because we got to get into this Q&A.
Oh my Knicks. I'm just go Knicks for now. No research, no none. I'm just go Knicks because I feel like they're red hot as can be. They got the team. They've been to the semifinals before. I feel like they're on a mission this year. So I got the Knicks. 7th Avenue.
Okay, so Easton has the Knicks, has the Cleveland versus the Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals, and the Spurs and Thunder in the Western Conference Finals. So we'll have to later on the road when we get closer, Easton, we'll see if your picks are right. And if you are right, we're going to give you a shout out on the show or bring you back on if you're available.
All
When we
right.
get to the conference finals. But Easton's ready to tell his story. Look at him. He's like, if y'all don't start asking me questions about me, he said, I'm gonna turn off this screen and y'all gonna be talking to yourselves. So we better start talking about Easton.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. Man, I could talk NBA playoffs all show, but
Yeah, we gonna do we have you have an NBA playoffs episode coming up, sir. So,
all right, Easton. So first question: what inspired you to play basketball?
It was probably my mom because she would like be outside with me and like I would shoot and I would also see her like watch basketball and like the game and from there I just fell in love with it pretty much.
Gotcha. All right. So
shout out to mom.
Oh yeah, shout out to mom. Shout out to mom. So which side of the ball you like playing better, offense or defense, and why?
Probably defense because it turns into good offense, and transition offense is my best game, and or it's one of my best things I do because like I could just cut through for like a layup, or my teammates know to kick to me at the 3.
Mm-hmm. All right. So what's your favorite part about playing basketball?
Well, probably just because it's like a team sport and like once like it all like goes together well, it like looks beautiful pretty much, and also it's fun to get buckets.
It
You know,
is.
you're the first person that came on this show and told the audience that the basketball is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
So you're already making history on the first episode of season 2, y'all.
And it is. Basketball can be a work of art at times. Ball movement, just plays. It could be like a work of art. Beautiful at times.
That is true.
Yes.
Then at
And
times,
basketball can also be your therapy.
yeah, it can.
Yeah, I went there, Easton.
There you go.
You can be having a bad day. Watch when you start playing when you get into high school, you're gonna have one of them days at school. You're gonna be a rough day. Teachers getting on your nerves. Just tough day, and then you realize, oh yeah, I got a game tonight,
They just
and
drop
then you
40.
just go out there and let it all out and have the best day of your life, best game of your life, and everybody's like, what's the difference? Well, Mrs. Humphreys today was just getting on my last nerve. She kept talking about colonial times, and it was just boring. And I just had to go out here and just let it all loose. No, I'm just kidding. If to all the Mrs. Humphreys out there that teaches history, I'm not talking about you. I just threw out a name.
Yes, yes. All right, Easton. So, what is something that you like least about playing basketball?
There's nothing really like I don't like about basketball, and I feel like it also teaches like good lessons basketball because like even if you lose, like it still would teach you a valuable lesson. Like if I lose, I usually think to myself or ask the coach like, what do I need to do better? And another thing that also sucks is like jamming your finger.
Mm.
It sucks.
Yes, so true. And then
Every,
Easton.
yeah, everybody in the Instagram chat and everybody in this chat, put a 1 in the chat if you ever jammed your finger playing basketball. There's probably gonna be a lot of ones because I can throw a 1 on the screen. Now you can still see the damage on my fingers that I've
Really
jammed them.
crazy. But Easton, to add to that about the lessons part, so what type of lessons you learned like in the sport of basketball? Like like what type of lessons you learned?
Definitely like winning and losing type lessons, and also just lessons about like grit and how to get better and trying to get better every day.
Gotcha. All right, all right. So what is your training/practice schedule like during the week?
Well, I get 300 shots up every day and 300 made shots up every day. And I also go to Equal Shot, and it's like the local training place in Tallahassee. And I'm usually there like 3 or 4 times a day, or not the day, like a week. And I was there today actually, and I usually am there for a while, and I train.
Gotcha.
I'll say 3 or 4 times a day. I'll say Easton,
Oh,
that's some dedication, boy, for you especially at your age.
Yeah, crazy, right? It's so crazy, but but yeah. So we were talking about this backstage, guys, about about Easton making 300 made shots, and we asked you, Easton, like how long does that take? Because obviously 300 made shots could be like take a long time for some people, or it could just be under an hour. So how long does it normally take for you to make 300 made shots?
normally it's like 45 to 50 minutes usually, but usually if I'm like not shooting my best, it might take like an hour. But usually it's like 45 minutes.
45 minutes.
That's
All right.
300 makes, y'all. That's 300 makes. That's not bad.
Makes, yeah. So what are your strengths as a basketball player?
Definitely my 3-point shooting, and going back to what we're saying, my transition offense is good, and I also have a good floater. I use that a lot.
Gotcha. All right. All right. So what is something that you need to improve on?
Definitely my communication, like on defense, because like I don't really talk that much on defense, and usually like on offense too. Like if there's like an open player, like I wouldn't say anything, but like I need to start communicating on both ends of the court.
One of the best way to get used to that, Easton, is best way to start is like, hey, you open like ball, 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 ball.
Mhm.
Start doing it in practice.
A lot of my coaches like tell me, like sometimes if like the point guards like don't see me, they usually tell me just to like call for the ball loudly, because like if I'm on open on the three and the point guard doesn't see me, like they'll sometimes get mad at them. But they just like, always tell me like call for the ball like a lot.
Yeah, and that's the best way to get you started on there, and then just dabbing up your teammates as they coming up and off the floor. It'll get to do it in practice. It'll start getting easy easier for you as you keep going. But remember, when you get into high school, coaches want you to, if they don't, if you see that screen coming, you don't call it out, and your teammate gets clocked. He's gonna be yelling at you. Why you didn't call out that screen? No, but that'll give you a lot more minutes on the floor. Um,
Mhm.
when coaches see that, and especially if they don't have to tell you. So,
Definitely.
don't worry, it's not gonna be perfect right away. It's gonna take time getting used to it, but you'll see how much funner basketball is when you start talking on the court.
Mhm.
It's a lot of fun.
Okay.
It is. It is indeed. So Easton, so what is your favorite move on the basketball court?
Definitely my Euro step because it just it like rattles defenders, especially like the taller defenders like centers and stuff. By driving like the paint, I would do my Euro step, and it usually like tall defenders footwork usually throws them off.
Gotcha. All right. All right. So
You ever
what
did
makes
you ever did a Euro step before, Carlos?
have I oh, yeah, I probably did one. Yeah.
I remember the first time I ever tried one. We were doing a pickup game, and I was I was playing against some younger guys, and they were like, but everybody knew I was coach. They was like, "Dang, coach, I didn't know you could do that." I was just like, "Let me try," because I've seen there. It wasn't when Euro stepping started getting popular because of Manu.
Manu Ginobili, yeah.
So yeah,
Mhm.
I tried it one time doing pickup game, and everybody's like, "I didn't know you could do that, coach." You had to be there, Easton. It was the funniest thing ever.
Mm. It is indeed. So,
I had
so
the ugliest Euro step you ever would have seen back then.
well, that was back then, Tony. You know, that was back then. So Easton, so what makes you a good teammate?
Well, usually I support my teammates like anytime if I'm on the bench on the
Ho-
court.
Hold on, Easton. Hold on, Easton. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt your answer. You're a natural talker on the court, but if you're encouraging your teammates on the coming on the game on the bench, you can do the same thing on the court. It's the same thing. I get what it is when he just don't want he just want to shoot threes. He don't want to talk. He's like, hey, just give me the ball. But
Yeah.
but yeah, if you're encouraging them, you're a natural, bro. It's just different. It's just while you're playing, you just like, hey, so and so,
Hmm.
get over there, get over there. Yeah. My bad, my bad,
Indeed.
my
All
bad.
right.
Easton. I didn't mean to, I'm sorry, I cut off your answer.
Yeah, I would if I'm on the bench and if they come out, I would always stand up, give them a high five, and if I come in for a player, I would give them a high five and always support my teammates like they fall down or something, so I get them up and next play. Mhm.
All right. Gotcha. All right, Easton. So what do you do to mentally prepare for a game?
Usually I would visualize myself getting buckets and doing good things and visualize my team winning, visualize success.
All right. All right. All right, Easton. So what's the hardest moment you face in a game? Like, for example, like have you been through like a shooting slump or your team, down, 5 or probably 30 seconds left? Like, what's been your hardest moment you faced in a game?
Definitely the one time back, I think it was last year maybe, and it was like a neck and neck game, and I hit a big shot to tie the game, and then it was a tie game, and then there was at least maybe 10 seconds left, tie game. They had the ball, and one of the other players cut back door, and they got an easy layup. And then after that, there was 10 seconds left, and we couldn't do anything. We ended up losing.
So heartbreak loss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, that's definitely a hard moment. That's definitely a hard moment. All right, Easton. So who do you idolize your game to?
Probably Donovan Mitchell or Tyrese Maxey, because they could both shoot and are guards, and they also could take it to the hole and finish at the rim too.
Exactly.
He like them dogs, Carlos.
Two good guard, two very good guards, two very
No,
good.
no, it's some dogs. You talking about good
Yeah,
guards? It's some dogs right there.
yeah, some two, dogs like guard. Definitely two very good players right now. So Easton, so what is your favorite NBA or college basketball team and why?
Probably FSU because like they're the local team, and I also like them because I went to a lot of the games and got invited to a lot of them, and I went to watch one of their practices, and I was able to meet all the players, go on the court and shoot with the team, and meet the coach.
Okay,
Good.
so where go on, Easton?
Oh yeah, I was just saying it was really fun doing it.
For sure.
Well, here comes Carlos's Florida State story.
Well, I do have some additional questions, Easton. So how was that experience like? Watching their practice because obviously, as you guys know, it's rare to watch a college practice.
Mm-hmm.
Watch a college practice and shoot around. So how is that experience like?
Well, they talked a lot. Like they ran a lot of plays and talked about like they also kept talking about like their next game coming up, and they would like watch film and stuff. And they also like going back, they communicated a lot, like when they were just running through their plays, and like they would run through plays that Coach Laux thought like they would need to run during the game against. I think it was coming one of the games was coming up like Clemson or something like that, and they would need to run against them. And they always were saying like don't like sleep on any teams just because like they haven't won any games or anything like that. So. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, very true. Yeah, very true. So Easton, do you follow Florida State basketball? Like, do you like follow them?
Yeah, I did. Mm-hmm.
So, how do you feel about where Florida State basketball is now? Because obviously, for Tony that doesn't see Florida State basketball, they ended the year strong. They ended the year very strong. Big win against Clemson on the road. I was very impressed by that big win with Clemson on the road. And then you get that big win against SMU at home. You kind of needed that win to get, I think, a single bye or a double bye in the ACC tournament. And overall, as a Florida State fan myself, Easton, I was pretty proud of Florida State this year because they ended off the year strong. They played Duke twice this year. And it went down to the wire in both of those games. Down to the wire against one of the best teams in the country.
Yes.
Yeah, so Florida State's been amazing, and I'm glad where Florida State is right now because
they have a good recruit class coming in.
They do.
They're going to be good.
And I think Florida State right now number 1 right now, 2026 class. Like
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I was talking about this with my coaches, my high school coaches, talking about Florida State basketball, and I basically told them that Florida State's going to be South Florida 2.0 because if you see all the guys Easton that's coming in, a lot of South Florida guys, and those guys from South Florida. And they've played with each other before over over at SOH, and a lot of SOH guys like Sean Abayev, Colin Paul, Marcus Ponder, who's going to go there now, Florida State, and guys like that. J-Rock, who's going to play 2 sports with football and basketball, So you're getting all those guys coming in to Florida State, transfer portal too. And I'm very excited about Florida State basketball. What about you, Easton?
I am too, and I think what Coach Laux is doing currently, I think like they could really be something special. I think they could be really good.
Oh yeah, they can. Coach Luke Laux, I believe in Laux.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike the football team, though.
Yeah, they aren't very good. And going back to the Duke games, there was one at home, and I went to it, and I was able to get both the Boozer twins autographs. And I also met like some of the other players, like Isaiah Evans, who's supposed to go to the NBA.
So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And like the center, I met him too, and I got like autographs and pictures with them. It was really fun.
Mm-hmm. So, speaking about the Boozer twins, I brought up this story on the Lambo and Cash show on the previous episode that we just aired on episode 7. I'm gonna just give you a little overview of that story. I actually had a chance so close to playing against the Boozer Twins in high school. Yeah, so I was so close. So regional tournament, first round we were playing against our rival school, and we fell short. And if we won that game, we would have played Columbus. And at that time, they had the Boozer Twins and a lot of high level players. So basically, that game was the right to play Columbus and lose. And that was basically what it was. If you win, you play the right to lose to Columbus. But it wasn't experienced if you would have played against the Boozer Twins. So I was so close to playing against them, Easton. I was so close, but I didn't. But I go fully into that story in episode 7 of the Lambo Cast Show. So if you guys want to check that out, Lambo and Cast Show on YouTube. Episode 7 should be out this week, around Wednesday, around the week. I talk about that episode 7, how I almost had a chance to play against the Boozer Twins. Almost, but yes, it is what it is. But they're definitely doing their thing. The Boozer Twins,
Yeah,
their thing. All right, Easton. So, wow, that was a long overview of that question. Like, probably the longest one I've ever talked about for that question. Like, for a certain question, like a lot of talk. But I love it. The engagement on it, I love it. So, Easton, if you could meet any sports athlete, it could be a basketball player, it could be a soccer player, it could be a football player, it could be any sports athlete, who would it be and why?
definitely Kobe Bryant, because I would want to ask him how he got to where he was, and because he worked really hard, and I would just want to ask him what dedication and hard work would I have to be doing to get to the level where he was.
Gotcha. All right. So besides basketball, what other sport would you like to try and why?
Probably tennis or something like that, or pickleball, because it would just be something I could do my whole life probably.
Tennis and pickleball. All right. So last question, Easton. What are your favorite hobbies / interests to do outside of basketball?
I do track and field for my school, and I had a really good time with it this year. And I did the long jump, and I really liked it. And I wasn't too bad at it. I was placing in some of the meets that we did, top 10. And but I also did the 400. Wasn't pretty bad at that, and I did 200 too. 400 was probably my best race.
Okay.
Nice.
All right.
So,
All right, Tony.
so how does track help you in your main sport in basketball?
Definitely it's good, especially long jump. That's all plyometrics, and it's that helps a lot with plyometrics, and it also helps with speed and agility, which you would need in basketball.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
See, Bruce, you on to something. You said these guys I bring on here is on another level. When I was 12, I wasn't talking about no plyometrics or nothing like that. I was just pick up my ball, going to the park, and hopefully I get picked into a game. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I love it. I love it. You ready for your show and tell, Easton?
Yes, sir.
You want to show everybody how good you are?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, look, you got a smile on his face right there. It's yeah. I want to tell everybody how good I am.
Right.
But all right, so let's get into it. We're going to start with the photo portion. This is season 2. So if we have time after we do your show and tell, we have some photos that we would like you vote on for when we get to our 200th episode, which we're kind of creeping up on. It seems like it's far away, but hey, the way these episodes been going. So if we have time, we'll have some photos that we'd like you to vote on, so we can narrow it down to the top 5. We're not going to have 30 photos this time. We're only going to have 5. So we got to narrow it down to our top 5. But let's talk. But we're going to start with yours, Easton. So let's give us a story about you. You gave us a story earlier about you going to Florida State practices, and And glad Carlos is on because I know Carlos will have. At the time when I saw this, I was like, Carlos gonna have his Florida State stories too. But you guys kind of like spoiled that for me. Oh, I'm kidding. But but her, but if there's, you pretty much elaborated on your on this. But if there's anything else you want to elaborate on this photo,
And I was gonna say again, like it was like a really good experience to like watch him practice. And another thing I was gonna add, why we weren't at the practice facility for Florida State was because like it was less than like 2 days away from a game. They practice like in the main gym, but like if it's like just like it's like the games in a week, they would practice at the practice facility.
Yeah,
so
yeah, for sure.
So one thing I would love to see you do, Easton, is a lot of these universities have summer camps up there,
Mm-hmm.
and you and your mom, your parents should look into it and see when Florida State's going to have theirs. That I think that'll be a great experience for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was already talking to my parents about that.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, because it's pretty cool. Because sometimes they give you the full college experience where you're there for 2 and 3 days. You sleep in the dorm. They treat you just like a college athlete. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and also Tony, before we move on, and Easton, I'm glad that you're watching these college practices now, and as as young as you are, because obviously, if we had time, I was going to talk about college sports, about this eligibility stuff, 5 years and stuff, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But Easton, I'm glad that you're experiencing that now, watching a college practice. How's college practice run? Because obviously, college practices are different from high school practices and middle school practices. It's more detailed. It's more film. It's more professional, I guess you can say, because those college players are prepping for pro level basketball. So Easton, I'm glad that you're able to experience that at a young age. So yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was a really good opportunity to watch it.
for sure.
And hopefully one day you'll be enrolled there and you'll be experiencing it.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, money. Tell us about this. Give us a story about this picture here.
Well, this picture was when we were at the my team for Chairman was at the national battle for Magic City. That was in Hoover, Alabama, but that was at UAB Rec Center,
Oh,
and that was in Birmingham.
yeah. I don't know UAB. So
Mm-hmm.
so you just go from colleges to colleges. Look at you.
Oh, colleges, yeah.
Going from Florida State to UAB. Just don't. As long as you don't enroll into Notre Dame, we'll be cool. He just looking at me, Carlos. He's like, why? Well, he's like looking at me like, Coach, why would you say that?
Well, when you get there, Easton, obviously when you get there to
Here we
your high
go.
school year, obviously
Pick the. I know he gonna say pick the college that's the best fit for you, and blah 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 blah.
yes,
I'm
exactly.
gonna say this. I'm gonna say go anywhere but Notre Dame.
Yeah, well, yeah, Easton. Pretty much, Coach Tony took the words right out of my mouth. Is basically go to the place that you're most happy with. You're most happy with. That's probably the advice I would give you for your college decision. But obviously, you got a long way to go. Obviously, your class is 2032, so you're sixth grade, correct? Right, Easton?
Don't make
Yes,
it
sir.
seem don't make it no. Don't make it seem like he got forever. Just no, you got sixth grade. It'll be here before you know it.
No. But I know, Coach Tony. But the landscape of college basketball, is different nowadays. It's different college landscape. Obviously, have fun while it lasts. With middle school, yes, obviously, yeah, obviously, work on that work ethic early. But obviously, have fun while it lasts, because obviously, middle school is different from high school. So have fun with middle school basketball, and then when it gets there around ninth, 10th grade, that's when you should be worrying about recruitment and stuff. But obviously, have fun right now. And then when it gets there, it gets there.
When he's not telling. this, this episode's turned into a Big Brother program.
Literally.
Wow. What what he's also failing to mention is build your habits now. Build your habits now. Um,
Yeah.
because when you get to 10th, 11th grade, you're not going to be the same person you are today. So
Hmm.
build those habits. Build those habits now. When you get to 7th, 8th grade, start working on building a body, building your body up. Get that core strength.
Hmm.
Um, so by your 11th grade year, you're ready for college. You don't want to
Yes,
wait
sir.
till your senior year. You want your junior year. You need to be ready because that's when everyone. That's when they're really going to be recruiting you hard.
Hmm.
Is their junior year. Um, his brother, Carlos's brother, is going through that now.
Hmm.
Hopefully he was listening to me. That junior year is when everybody's looking at you. They don't wait till your senior year anymore. By your senior year, by your 12th grade year, they already know who they want. They either know they're gonna want you or
Hmm.
not. Unless you make a huge jump from junior to senior year, I'm not saying that's impossible, but all right, let's get into the next.
Yeah. Next one.
Yeah, so that one was, I'm pretty sure, our second game because we played at the same court, and that was our second game against this team from, I think they were local. They were from Alabama, and actually, we actually were down. It was like really really close, but because they all had shooters, and then
Mm,
at halftime we made the adjustment to go to man, and then we ended up beating them, and we like ran up the score a lot on them towards the end.
yeah, you're
Like
right.
we. Hmm.
No, go ahead.
Oh yeah, like we didn't like stop pressing.
Yeah, because when you get playing against a team of shooters, you don't want to sit back in the zone. They're gonna light you up.
Hmm.
You got to get aggressive. You got to get in their jersey. Because not saying you're like this, Easton, but what do shooters love?
I love a zone.
They love that space.
I like a zone.
They love that comfort, just catch and shoot and let it fly.
Yes.
You gotta disrupt that.
And I'm pretty sure that shot that's in the photo. I'm pretty sure I made that actually.
Of course, man. Shoot, you don't shoot no bricks. Like, regardless, agree.
Yeah.
Shooters like that, like that comfortability of just I'm open, especially that corner. Whew.
Yeah, definitely that 1-3-1 zone is probably my favorite zone to face because that corner is always open because obviously as you know 1-3-1
Hmm.
that bottom guy has to be the most active guy. So it
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't.
limitates what you're working. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was, because like both back in my most recent tournament, the team played a 1-3-1, and that was the game. I ended up hitting 5 threes that game, and because they were doing a 1-3-1, and then but until they started like coming out like really really aggressive on me, and then like I was still able because like there was like a few like minutes left, but I was actually still able to like finish at the rim still because like they would come out on me and I would rip baseline and either like pass to like my big or something or just do like a floater.
Sure.
For sure.
Hmm.
Yeah, I hardly ever run a 1-3-1, and I have an offense straight for a 1-3-1 where I know I'm telling my business, but
I
I
have a
have it.
and
I
the
have face
opponent.
when they put me in put a 1-3-1 on me. I have a double screen at the top, and my big comes one of my base and one of my under guys. They come up to the double screen, and I always move my shooters up on the wings, and I just have them flare out to the corner. So as they're driving, they're flaring at the exact same time, and they have no chance of covering that kick out.
Mm-hmm.
I
So
think
that
your
kick,
opponent could go, Tony.
huh?
No, go on.
No, that's that that play always gets that corner three right there, and my shooters love that corner three, and it works.
I bet your opponents are watching this right now, Tony, and just taking notes, and they're just taking notes of what they're doing in 1-3-1 zone.
They can take all the notes they want. You're not stopping it. You're not
All right,
stopping.
for Tony's opponents, hi, Tony's opponents. Hey, you got your notes. So 1-3-1 zone. There you go.
They're not stopping it, Carl.
I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, I think that was in the same tournament that at UAB, same tournament.
That's had to be mom or dad that took that. That's like a mom and dad picture right there. While you sitting on the bench locked in. Let me just take a picture of the back of your head.
It's a tough picture though. It was a nice picture.
All right.
Oh yeah, so that was, I'm pretty sure, when we were warming up for our first game at in UAB for the national battle. Pretty sure that was our first one.
All right. All right, and I think this is the last one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was us warming up again, right, for UAB.
UAB. Pretty nice. All right, so Carlos,
Yeah.
which one was which picture was your favorite? I think I know which one it is. Which one was your favorite and why?
Kind of biased, but
I knew you was gonna pick that one.
probably that one because you got the man who's building that future at Florida State, Luke Laux. He's been doing a great job, better job than Norvell, but he's definitely building that future at Florida State. He'll put Florida State back on the map where they deserve to be, and they'll be back in the March Madness tournament.
And that look on his face, it was like, yeah, you know you coming here, right? You coming to Florida State, right, Easton? You know you're gonna be a Seminole. That's what it looked like. That's what it looked like he was saying before he took that picture. All right, before we get into your videos, speaking of college, Carlos, make it quick.
Oh, what happened?
Make it quick.
Okay,
Get
well,
into these videos.
Well, I didn't expect you, Tony, to bring this up, but yeah, I'll definitely talk about this. NCAA will move forward for the 5-for-5 eligibility. So, as you guys know, President Donald Trump, he signed an executive order on college sports, basically changing the eligibility count from 4 years to now 5 years. So, this 5-year rule will not be for current seniors, as you can see there. So, current seniors that are currently in college, this will not be for them. It will be for for people that are coming out of high school, and the 5-year clock would begin the academic year after an athlete turns 19 or graduates high school, whichever comes first. So you turn 19 or graduate high school, whichever comes first. That's when the 5-for-5 rule will start for NCAA student athletes.
So, what do you think about that, Easton? You can play 5 years in college if you want to.
I mean, I feel like it's an alright rule. I feel like you could just really have someone like really old playing college though.
Oh yeah, we can definitely have a whole show about the college landscape. We can definitely have a whole show about transfer portal, NIL. We can talk about we can have a whole show on it. But yeah, Easton. So so this is basically your future. Look at this. NCAA will move forward a 5-for-5 eligibility. So instead of it being
your future too, Carlos.
Yeah.
Put in that work. You can finish. We'll talk about this off the show. But
Yeah. It's off the show. But
this is really huge for you, Carlos. You about to get into college.
Yeah, for me and my
college
class.
basketball next year.
Yeah, for me and my class, class of 2026. But
you guys are the first.
Yeah, for sure. So now they're going to move on from 4 seasons to now 5 seasons. So potentially, you might be playing against, maybe a 23-year-old in college. So yeah. So thank you, Tony, for pointing that out. But yeah, just a quick one. NCAA, it will be 5 years now instead of 4 years.
Yeah.
President Donald Trump signs the executive order for this. So yeah,
and we'll go into depth on this on episode 8 of the Lambo and Cash Show.
Yes.
All right. So easy money. Easy money. We're gonna jump into your videos. All right. But before we get into
All
your
right.
videos, there's one quick question that we ask all our basketball athletes. All right. So you just took a trip to Alabama.
Mhm.
So when you take that trip, besides, listen to what I'm saying closely, Easton, because a lot of past guests didn't do this. Besides your uniform and your slides, because you're not a real hooper if you don't pack slides. What are your top three must-haves that you gotta pack in your travel bag?
Um, like for like the game or just like for the trip?
You do both.
Um, probably like, I mean, definitely like, I mean, probably like my Nintendo Switch because like for entertainment in the car, you know, and then also the massage gun for after the game.
Oh yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, and then one more. Probably like maybe like a basketball, so like maybe outside of the hotel, I could get like some like dribbling in or something and practice my shot.
Okay, interesting.
Spoken like a next generation hooper.
Yeah, definitely very interesting because some athletes, when they travel out of town, like to Alabama, they, focus on the tournament, but usually it's like a vacation for them too, because you're out of town, you're not usually out of town, like you want to experience the area, but normally players don't bring up basketball, because in hotels and they usually don't have basketball hoops. Only some of them do. Only some of them do.
Mhm.
So yeah, Ethan. So if you get lucky enough and have that basketball hoop, yeah, definitely that basketball will come in handy for sure.
Yeah, one time I think they had a basketball hoop and I was shooting on that.
For sure, definitely.
Yeah. So you ready to get into your videos?
Hmm.
All right, let's get it. This first one's about 8 seconds, and just like they did the photos, but the only difference is we're gonna play the video in its entirety, and you would just tell the story behind it. All right.
Hmm.
So this one's about 8 seconds. So here we go.
Yeah, so in that video, we were in Atlanta for the Peach State Explosion for NGS, and that game we were like beating an EYBL team by like a lot, and and I just like pull up basically for that shot and make it.
That's some 300 makes a day. It's going in handy.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into this next one. This one's about 5 seconds, so I gotta clear it.
Let's steal, baby.
Yeah, so that was back when we were in Alabama, and but we were it was the second day, and we were at the Finley Center in Hoover, and that was against the 3SSB team, I think. And I think that was like really early in the game, and I think that actually should have been an and one because like he hit me a little on my back, but it wasn't like that clear though.
All right.
We ended up winning that game by like 3 points, I think.
So it was a dogfight.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get into this next one. This one's about 9 seconds. Here we go.
Yeah, so that was the same game against the 3SSB team, and that was like I think one of the first plays of the game. I hit that three, um, and like it was like a neck and neck game like the whole time. So like a lot of points just helped us.
So I gotta ask you this, because that was one of those threes that set the tone. Um, What do you? What type of three do you like better? Um, a three at the beginning set the tone for the game, or a three toward the end that takes the will out of your opponent.
The three at the end. I feel like I've just done that a lot. And like usually if it's early in the game, like my shot like is it like usually like the first shot of the game I take like I usually like don't make it sometimes or sometimes I will, but usually I like to make like the end shot game mover.
Same question, Carlos,
Mm.
for you.
Um, I definitely like shooting like to I like the dagger pretty much, like the dagger to like end their hopes basically of coming back. But definitely two shots that are very important to start off the game like that spark and then to end off the game, just so the dagger basically. So both very good shots, but for me, in my opinion, probably the ending shot.
I had to ask him because he's a shooter too. So,
So I am.
so you didn't know that, Easton.
Yes, I am. And plus, if you guys watch the Lambo Cash show, the intro video, the last video of that Lambo and Cash show, the intro video is my shot. So, just saying.
He had to get that plug in, Easton.
Plus,
Yeah.
that shot was an ending shot too. And that shot was like at the end too, like to end their hopes too. So, I just have to point that out.
All right, so we're gonna show you. You ready for this next one, Easton? This
Mm-hmm.
one's about 8 seconds. That was the same one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say I think you showed that.
That was the same one we showed earlier.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now we got three collabs to play. Easton, you ready for your collabs?
Mhm.
You do know what a collab means, right? No, I'm kidding. I'm not insulting your intelligence. But I'm going to start with the first one. This one's about 34 seconds. Oh no, I had to look in there. I was like, what did I type? I didn't understand what I typed at first, but here we go. 34 seconds.
Yeah, so that game was one of my school basketball games, and it was like close, like a lot. That game, it was like just like a neck and neck game, and like in like the second half, I ended up hitting like six or like five threes. Um, and we had winning the game, and I had like 30 points. It was like the middle school team that I played for, like there wasn't much like good players, so like I had to set the tone with like bringing up the ball and just controlling the offense.
So it was good that you experienced that different role.
Hmm.
I always say that if you're a talented player, play on a bad team because that teaches you another role.
Hmm.
And it teaches you a lot of humility, and that's how you learn to get thick skin. And you always good to learn how it feels to lose
Hmm.
because you know that builds that foundation. So when you appreciate when you get out there with a strong team, you appreciate the wins because you know how it feel to be on that other side.
Hmm. Most
Mhm.
definitely.
All right, so we got two more collabs left. Um, Easton, and I'm going to show this next the 1 minute 19 one next. Remember, Carlos's first time. I've seen all your collabs already. This is Carlos's first time. So all his reactions are genuine.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
All right, here we go. No, that was not AI. He actually hit all those shots in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was over at Equal Shot that I was earlier talking about. And it was like one of like the late night shooting machine sessions. And I actually did pretty good that, because like every day, or not every day, like every time when I would like do a machine session, I would always look at like my percentage, because like you keep track on the bottom. And I think like I was like 71%, I'm pretty sure, from that day.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a pretty good session because from that video you hit. I didn't count them all, but you was on a very good. You were on a very strong streak right there. All right, Carlos.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't know if you guys saw, but I had to close my eyes a little bit. But and for those of you guys in the audience, and it wasn't a disrespectful reaction at all, but I closed my eyes because I don't know if I was watching you shooting Easton or like listening to that rhythm and like melody. Like it almost felt like I was listening to like a rhythm. Like I literally have to close my eyes and like the ooh, shh, like that rhythm, like it literally was like music to my ears, literally. So yeah, Easton, literally.
Oh, yeah, and that's cinema to a shooter.
Yeah, and it was, and obviously I had to close my eyes and literally, and it was literally like music to my ears, like catching the ball, 2-step, shot, swish, over and over and over again, and it was music to my ears.
But that's also what makes you great. That boring stuff. I know that's the most boring thing in the world, just doing that thing, that same repetition over and over and over again. Especially when your arm starts getting tired by shot 150. That shot, that arm is tired. You're like, oh, and if you push through that, that's what makes your shot better. By pushing through that fatigue, that's how you build that memory. So I'm very proud of you, Easton, man. You putting in a lot of hours, man. I respect that a lot. So I got one more collab for you. It's about a minute long. You ready for the last but not least one? And Carlos always knows I always save the best for last because I watched these before. So
yeah. Yeah, because Coach Tony's the one that got to upload it, so obviously he's got to be the one to watch these videos.
Yeah, I gotta watch them and make sure that
no copyright, no nothing.
Yeah, we don't get in no trouble and all that stuff. But here we go.
Yeah. was that that long sequence of just nothingness. I
Oh,
was like, wait, hold on. And I'm like,
Oh,
is there technical difficulties or something? Or
yeah, I'm pretty sure that just that last clip, I think it just got in there. I don't know how.
Gotcha.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it just kind of like I thought it was the video just cut out on my end.
Yeah, no. Yeah, same thing on my end too. But right, you have a great video though, Easton. That'd be
Shout
good.
out to your shout out to Lambo Landon is watching on Instagram with
Oh,
his big head. So
oh, he is. Hey,
and
Lambo.
and shout out to Bentley,
Oh yeah,
aka B,
B.
who
Yeah.
saw him.
There you go.
All right, so Easton, tell us a story about your last videos, and then we'll wrap it up.
Yeah, so that video was from Atlanta for NGS, and that would mainly showcased some of my second day highlights. And it was because we were playing I don't know if you saw that blue team, but they had this kid who's really good, and he was like a 5-star for a top 25, and but we ended up beating that team by a couple points, and then we ended up making it to the championship, and we won that tournament.
Love it. I love it. I love it. Uh, all right, so great videos. Great videos. I was hoping that we was gonna be able to vote on some of these videos and photos, but I'm not going to keep you on here for another 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a long set if we do that.
Even
So.
though even though this interview was a 5-star.
It was definitely a very good interview.
Thank you.
But we got stupid Instagram. Hold on. Let me fix.
Technical difficulties on Instagram, guys. So
I had the settings set up where this thing does not cut off after
Howard,
an hour. Yeah, it's kind of like froze. Like I gotta fix this, or otherwise I'll just stop streaming on Instagram altogether and just go back to just being on YouTube because this is irritating.
yeah, it is.
But while I'm doing this,
Mhm.
there's one other question that we ask all our athletes. I'm going to hold on. Let me get this back up and running. Here we go. Get it back up and running. All right, so we back up and running. Sorry, Lambo is probably like, "What the heck, man? He just gave me a shout out and shut the live off." All right, but there's one last question that we ask all our athletes. Now we see that that your number is 12.
Mhm.
All right, so what is the story behind you picking that number 12?
Well, so my number used to be 11, but one year they gave me 12 instead, and then after that I just thought it was a cool number, and then just always started wearing that.
The number fits you because you know why?
What?
What's 1 + 2?
3,
And how many points is a 3-point shot?
3.
So there you go. It fits you.
Mm.
This is why Carlos loves me because I'm see that
Yeah,
that's what I do.
yeah, and also Tony, very interesting you say that because the number in the episode is 123.
3.
Yeah, it is 123, and this is season 2, episode 1. Was 2 + 1?
3.
Goodness.
All right, man. I'm gonna say, man, this was a great show, but we can't let you go without having some fun. All right, so Carlos,
So, Tony, what happened? Okay.
There you're back.
What happened?
I was telling you your camera froze.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah,
shoot.
you're back.
Okay, yeah, I'm here.
All
Yeah.
right, we can't let Easton go without having fun. So can you pull up the game where you have where you have to name all the NBA teams?
Yeah. Let me see here. Let me
Can
bring
you
it
name
in.
all the 32 30 teams? They're not 32 yet, but 30 teams in the NBA in like a minute and a half. Easton,
Maybe.
we can't let you go without having some fun, bro. We can't let you go without having some fun. So Carlos is going to share his screen, and when he's ready, he's going to tell you to go, and we're going to start the clock when you name the first team. So actually, oh, you get 6 minutes.
Yeah, 6 minutes for 30 teams.
So you got to name 30 teams in 6 minutes. Should we let him cheat, or should you just go off the dome?
Well, it would be more fun if you do it off the dome, but after all, me and Tony are not teachers. So and plus Easton, and there's no way I can see you because I actually have to type the team name, so there's no way of me seeing you. But Tony can see you. But
I can see you.
yeah, yeah. So, but it's up to you, Easton. But
I think you should. I think you should name them off the dome. I think you can do it.
I think so. Plus the 6 minutes. If you do the math, probably like 5 minutes a team. So.
But if you
All
do
right.
need help, if you get stuck, you can always ask for help.
That's the clues. All right.
All right. So we're going to start it starts when he starts typing.
Great.
So whenever you're ready, you can say start just naming the first team.
All right. All right. In 3, 2, 1, go. I'm started.
Lakers.
Okay.
Sacramento Kings.
Oh, Kings. I forgot about them.
New York Knicks.
Knicks.
Boston Celtics.
Celtics.
Brooklyn Nets.
Nets.
Milwaukee Bucks.
Bucks.
Golden State Warriors.
Warriors. Yeah.
The Clippers.
Clips.
The Celtics.
Oh, you already said the Celtics.
Oh.
There's another team that you mentioned a lot in this episode.
Cleveland.
Cavs. Yeah.
The Hornets.
Hornets. Yes.
And who are the Cavs playing now?
The Pistons.
Okay.
Magic. Heat.
The Heat. Okay.
Atlanta. I get that.
The Hawks.
One.
Don't panic. You still got time.
Okay.
Who did Cleveland play in Game 7 tomorrow?
The Pacers.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's not the Pacers they're playing, but yeah.
Oh, Raptors.
There you go.
The Cavs already.
Who won the championship?
The Nuggets.
Nuggets. Yep.
Who won the championship last
Rockets.
Rockets.
Thunder.
Thunder.
Think Texas. There's 2 more teams in Texas. Kyrie Irving.
Dallas. That's another one. So the Rockets already. The Wizards.
Wizards,
Memphis,
Grizzlies,
Pelicans.
Pelicans.
One more team in Texas. You're forgetting. You talked about them today. When we talked about the playoffs, you talked about them today.
The Spurs. Do we get that?
No, you didn't.
There you go.
Do we get the Jazz?
No, you didn't.
I
Jazz.
forgot they existed.
Um. For that.
One more team in the Central Division you're forgetting. It also starts with a C. Well, a city starts with a C.
Right. The
Michael Jordan.
the Bulls. The Bulls.
Yeah.
There you go.
The Suns.
Suns, yes.
76ers.
Oh, yes.
You're almost there. You got two more teams. And they're all in the West.
On the West.
And one of them you talked about today.
Yeah, we did.
Do we get the Raptors? We got them.
No, we're on the West. You already got all the teams in the East. These are the West.
The West.
You talked about the playoffs. You talked about this team. You talked about them today.
2 playoff teams you're missing, Easton. 2 playoff teams.
Talked about them today.
What's another one?
And who just beat the Nuggets?
Oh, the Timberwolves.
There you go. And one more.
One more left. You got it.
Did we get the Kings? We got them.
Yep, you got the Pacific Division.
Okay.
Northwest Division. One team left. That we talked about.
In Northwest Division. Or is it?
We talked about them in the playoffs.
No.
Fame time.
Who?
Trailblazers.
There you go. Yeah, you got them all with 28 seconds left, Easton. Man.
Whoa.
So we can put that in your book. He said he has the record now for season 2. Got all 30 teams with 28 seconds left. Easton's in first place. Now, if it holds up, by the time we get to episode 200, we're gonna have to bring you on. So you announce you the winner. All right.
Yes, sir.
Of all the basketball players, okay.
Mhm.
Not the football players, because they got to announce 32 teams. All right, pretty cool. So
Right.
I'm gonna remove from. So before we let Easton go, Carlos.
Yes.
Give Easton your thoughts on his interview, and then Easton, you will give your shout outs that you would like to give, and tell everyone what you got coming up next, and where to find you on your social medias.
All right.
Yeah, Easton. So, a pretty good show and tell that I saw. You definitely mentioned 3-point shooter. Yes, I definitely saw 3-point shooter. Your range is pretty deep. It's a pretty deep range for you. For you, class of 2032. Pretty deep range you're shooting. Very impressive 3-point shooting. And yeah, just keep that up, because obviously teams like to have shooters. And plus, when you get older, you got to play your role at the best. So your role as a shooter, you got to perfect that, keep on going and going. 300 made shots, that's, keep that going, man. Hey, you're definitely going to be, one of the best shooters, in high school. So, hey, keep it up, Easton.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, Easton. What do you have coming up next?
Well, for my next event coming up, my team's going to Orlando. Next weekend
Oh, night. And you getting ready for nationals as well?
for balling on the beach. Or,
Oh well, no, we're
yeah,
not
cause
balling on the beach. Is it the pre-qualifiers? Are you doing the pre-qualifiers for nationals in
no, we're
Orlando?
no, I don't think so.
All right. But speaking of balling on the beach, yeah, we'll be there.
Yeah, we're going to balling on the beach.
So we'll see you. We'll see you live and in color. And then when I see you, if you don't see me, I'm gonna run behind you and smack you in the back of your neck. Well, if you feel a sting, just know it's Coach T. All right. So, give all the shout outs that you would like.
Well, definitely 850 TME for giving me an opportunity.
And
Um,
mom and dad,
definitely
mom and dad.
yeah, my parents. Um, and also equal shot for developing me as a player, and my coaches on Trayman.
All right. And how can everyone, if they want to, if you get some new fans and they want to follow you, how can they follow you?
On Instagram, Easton eMoney12.
Awesome, awesome, man. But like I said, this was an awesome interview. We can talk to you all night, but we know that if we do that, you can't get your shots up tomorrow. So, so we're not going to do you that way. But it's been a great, great episode, season 2, episode 1, and
Thank you for having me.
of course,
Sure.
and Carlos do the mini spiel. No, we don't. No, you don't have to do that. Make sure you guys to continue. If you like this episode, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to this channel. And hit that bell icon so you know every time that we go live. So you'll see more great athletes like my dude Easton, and help us grow. Donate to the show. All proceeds go into the episode, and we may continue to make our show better. Like we got this nice brand new logo that y'all see here. So keep going, and we're going to keep bringing great guests to you. And we'll be back here. Well, Carlos will be back here tomorrow.
Mhm.
Um, he'll be interviewing Carlos, and he's not going to be interviewing himself.
I guess we'll see you guys in the next episode. We'll see you guys in the next
All
episode.
right, so do the countdown, Carlos.
All right. In 3, 2, 1.
All right, to be ready.
Stay ready.
All right, thank you guys for tuning in.